50 meters. And he's got it.
All right, what's up, guys? It is CSU Adventures Podcast again. Like I said, we are going to take over the sports world. We're going to take over all the social media stuff. Today, I got our special guest, CSU basketball player. Say your name, brother.
My name is Armon Muldrew.
And I got the homie who's also a part of the crew.
Your boy KJ from the track team.
Yeah. So, we're just going to jump right into this, bro. Who's better, LeBron or freaking Jordan? We're running.
Okay, so, I would say LeBron, just because, even though he's been playing longer, he's past Jordan in everything already. You know what I'm saying? Like, scoring-wise, he's number one.
Took 2 years off playing freaking baseball, though, bro.
But,
so I mean, think LeBron could have done that good in baseball?
He probably could have did better than Jordan in baseball, if you want to be honest. Like,
Jordan got 6 rings, though.
I mean, that's
6
cool.
repeated rings.
That's cool though, but LeBron also did it with less players, all-star players on his team besides Kyrie. But listen. What I'm saying is though, is that for instance, when he first got to the Cavs, the Cavs were.
Who do you think's better, Dwayne Wade or Scottie Pippen?
Wade. Wade for sure. But I'm saying like as far as like this, like the first 7 years, like he actually took players that had no business being in the NBA finals to the finals. Granted, they lost, but he still got there basically on his own.
I'll give you that. So like our main thing with this podcast is we always want to hear someone's story. So what made you want to come to CSU Pueblo? And just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so let me give you a background first of, how.
Yeah.
So I started basketball in 3rd grade. My coach came up to me. He seen me outside playing basketball. He seen I was athletic or whatever, and he came up to me. He was like, "Yo, like, do you want to play basketball?" And I'm thinking like he's gonna be like for the YMCA or something. Like I'm not like really like my first love of sports was football. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
Did you have that moment where you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna focus on basketball, not football?
Yeah. So he came to my house and everything. He was like, yo, like asking my mom, like, can I come play and stuff? And she was like, yeah, because she thought the same thing. She thought it was like gonna be for some YMCA stuff, and you know what I'm saying. So after. Like, I want to say 2-3 days later, like, he took me to the park and, like, he was actually teaching me, like, how to play basketball. And I was like, okay, like, I'm going to stick with this. I actually like this, And so I just stuck with it all the way up till now, obviously. But from high school, I started in Paris, California. Not too many people know where that's at because, it's the Valley. It's like a small town in the Valley. So, but I went. And tried out for that team, and come to find out my sophomore year, my mom wanted to up and move to North Carolina, and I had Division I scholarships out of high school, my freshman and sophomore year, but because I moved to North Carolina, like I just fell off the grid, like no coach knew where I was and everything, so I basically had to start from scratch and build my name up on the East Coast now. After growing up on the West Coast, already building my name. So I had to start all over. And then so I went to the Division II called Lenoir Rhine. It's in Hickory, North Carolina. Played there 1 year. That was COVID year. So I ended up getting that year back. And then after that year after that year ended, I went back to Cali in San Bernardino because one of my teammates that actually played with me at Lenoir Rhine also knew one of my JUCO coaches at San Bernardino. and he hooked me up over there, and I was like, yeah, sure, like I would love to go play, you know.
Like go back to California, back to the West Coast.
Go back to my where I know.
Is that the only reason why you went back? Is because it was in California?
Not only that, well, so I'm a religious person, and like God talks to me and my family. You know, that might seem weird to maybe some of y'all,
man,
but
I'm Christian, so
okay,
my favorite Bible verse is right here, brother.
for sure. See, okay, so I'm Christian too, and so something was telling me like, and that something to me is God told me like, don't take the vaccine, you know, don't take the COVID vaccine because there's something wrong with it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but that was the only way I was able to play at Lenoir Rhine, but I was not going for it. So they was like, yeah, you can't come back. They said
So
like you could.
So that was the main reason why you went from your Division II back to JUCO is because of the vaccine and stuff.
Yeah, part of the reason.
They had no way of like giving you an exempt for that or anything.
Well,
like that?
yeah. So I try to do a spiritual exemption, and they were like, this isn't good enough. This isn't a good enough reason why you can't take the COVID test. So if you can't take the COVID test, then you can't come back. So I stuck with what I believed in, and they were like, all right, well, you know, it's over. Like, you know, you can't come back without taking the vaccine. So I was just like, well, and at the time I was kind of day trading, you know, every now and then, but ever since, you know, they were like, you can't come back, I was like kind of moving over more towards day trading and stuff. And then
You kind of feel like in that sense, like God was maybe telling you like it's time to do something different or something like that.
Right. Yeah. So I was sticking with that and stuff, and I guess God had other plans. So he actually used one of my teammates that actually went to the school that was a senior that year to call me and was like, you want to play for San Bernardino? And I was like, yeah, sure. Hell yeah. Like, you know, I want to go home. I want to go back home and, you know, be with my family and still be able to play the game that I love, you know? So it was one of those things where it was like a sweet thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then I played 2 years there at San Bernardino Valley College. And then how I got here was Coach Hammer. He told me that he kind of like was looking at somebody else's film, and it happened to be that they were playing against us, you know. And I had a pretty decent game, and he was like, "Wait, like, so who's this?" And we got on the phone a couple times, and he, you know, eventually offered me, so I took it.
That's awesome. So like, I like that you said you're religious, and did you grow up religious, or how did that really happen? I mean, for me, like I'm part of FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and being around so many athletes, their stories are so different, but there's a lot of them. There's a time where they've hit rock bottom in their sport, when they kind of realize like, yo, God's telling me like, hey, your identity is not in basketball or baseball, but it's in Christ.
Right.
So did you ever have that moment let me back up. How did you become religious? And did you ever have a moment where you're just like, shit, God's really showing me right now that I'm taking basketball too serious?
I got religious through my mom, actually, like, I wouldn't say in like 2011, 2010, she just really started like getting into Christ and was like, you know, taking it like really serious. Like, we've always been Christian. My whole family's always been Christian, but we didn't really go to church growing up, you know. But we always actually believe that God is real and God is the best way to live, you know. But my mom told me like that there was something that happened. She won't tell me what it was, but she was like, God, you know, overwhelmed her with his love, you know, and she just ran with it, you know. So like I've always been like believing in God, but religiously, like actually getting religious, I just started like I'm a newborn basically.
Oh, that's awesome, brother.
Yeah. And for God to showing me, what was the other question again?
So like, did you ever have a moment where you're like, God's showing me that I'm taking basketball too serious, or I'm putting basketball in front of God?
Well, I would say yes. I would say it was, definitely a learning experience, and it was hard because when I moved from California to North Carolina in the middle of my junior year, it was just like one of those things where I just had like a mental, like, I don't want to do this no more, or I can't, like, I don't know. It was weird because I never felt that before. But I also know that, sometimes God's just testing you to see how bad you want something, and and I'm not really a quitter. So what I did was I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to continue to pray. I'm going to continue to praise God and just ask him to, just restore my fire for the game, continue to
awesome.
restore my fire for the game. And sure enough, I was able to do that.
That's awesome. So tell me about your mom a lot, bro, because you kind of make it seem that's probably like your main role model.
Yeah. So I was, I didn't have a dad growing up. My dad had died before I was actually born. So it was just her that really, helped me grow as a person. She was somebody that I could always go to no matter what, if I was wrong or right. Like, she would always have my back out in public and tell me what I did wrong or what I need to do right in private, So she's the reason why I am like who I am today. Like, there was multiple times where, I wanted to, like, just be like, you know what, I'm chilling, I'm good enough at basketball. And she's always like, no, like, you are not good enough at basketball until you are where you need to be, and she feels like college was, for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that I can, make her proud.
That's awesome, brother.
Yeah. I can definitely, well, I'm sorry.
Go for it.
I can definitely resonate with that because it's funny to say that I guess I consider myself a mama's boy.
Yeah.
So for me to hear that and be like, dang, it's kind of like my mom, because my mom tells me all the time, hey, you can go and murder somebody, I'll still be here. I'll still be here for you.
Right. Yeah.
So I can definitely agree with you on that part. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So like are you into politics at all?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not.
We're not getting Good for you.
Don't ever get into it.
Yeah, it's
Don't
just
ever
too
get
much. Like, I be trying. Like, my grandpa be watching that stuff, and I be like, "What is going on right now?" Like, they just jump in. Like, they just jump into different subjects. Like, I can't keep up.
So we're not getting into politics.
All right,
I'm just making sure. Yeah, I grew up. I grew up in politics because my dad was always in that BS.
Okay.
But so. And talk about my dad a little bit. My dad was someone that created a program for Latinos to close the achievement gap. Mm-hmm. And in this, he found out that a lot of kids, they have trouble because there's no structure in family.
Right.
And you did something amazing, because there's a lot of people that say if the father's in the household, the child's not going to make it out.
Right.
And you did something great because you fought back from leaving states, going to JUCO, and then going back to Division II.
Right.
And it's big because someone could be watching this right now going through the same situation. Maybe their mom's not in their lives. Maybe their dad's not in their lives.
Right.
What's your best advice on how you got here? Like, if you could talk to someone that was right here, that went through the same thing you went through, what's the best advice you're going to give them?
My best advice is, control what you can control, because at the end of the day, like, you getting upset, or like, being like, forget this, like, feeling bad for yourself is not the option. That's what gets a lot of people, stuck where they're at. Just consistently just taking it day by day, brick by brick, like, and just treating every day like it's your last day. And honestly, everything is gonna be all right, as long as you can control what you can control. That's all.
Awesome.
So I want to pivot back to sports, mainly basketball. First off, how tall are you?
I'm probably like, I tell people I'm 6'2", but I'm probably really like 6'1".
Okay.
Yeah.
So 6 feet, pretty much. Okay. So I know in high school basketball and stuff, if you were over 6 feet, you were playing guard or. Well, it depends. I played guard, but if you had to, you were probably playing center or power forward.
Right.
So, how do you think that pairs up to college? Because I know, like I said, if you're 6 feet in high school, you're playing like center. But if you move to like you say D2, you're playing guard. How do you think that's a good transition for your athletes?
I mean, well, I really don't like know about playing big because I was always like I just got at 6 foot plus. I was always somebody that was super small on the court. So I had to learn to be able to dribble because my coach taught me, the one that taught me how to play basketball. He taught me if you could dribble, you could get to any spot on the court that you want. So I was just taught the basics of it.
Okay. Also, do you, I don't want to say agree, but do you like the way basketball is moving in terms of like the bigs are finally becoming, I guess, guards and stuff now, and like we're slowly phasing out the shooting and playing guards?
I mean, I'm not big again, so I mean, me personally, I like how bigs are able to shoot because it's harder to guard. Especially if you could dribble a little bit, then it's easier for you to go by a big rather than go by a guard. So it's just I like it. I like the transition.
That's awesome. So like one of these things, like my goal for this podcast and our goal as a team is as athletes, our highlights are always there. Like you can see him being athlete of the month or athlete of the week here at CSU Pueblo.
Right.
You can see Derek Jeter hitting his 3,000 hit all over the place.
Right.
So, but you never see like the failures that happened. So for you, like, what was your biggest obstacle here at CSU Pueblo, and maybe in just basketball in general, and how did you get out of it?
The biggest obstacle is, the mental aspect. They say basketball is 90% mental and 10% physical. So as long as you have the mental aspect of it, is going to be easy, And I know because I've been through that, like mental lapse to where it's like I wasn't confident, and it's not fun at all, But in order to stay confident, you have to get in the gym and just work on your craft every single day, and as long as you do that, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in deep with you, brother. Because my goal is I want people that see this, that are going through the same thing in sports, to be like, oh, that homie right there is going through the same thing I am.
Right.
And he's showing me I can get out of it. What events happened that made you like not confident? Be like, oh shoot, this is like my first day of playing ball or something.
Well, because for one, when I moved from Cali to North Carolina, it was like I moved from all I know to literally knowing nobody. And it made me feel little. After moving from where everybody in the town knew each other.
Yeah.
To now I'm on the opposite side of the country and not knowing a soul, and not knowing
East of North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah. And my junior year, when I first got there, like they weren't letting me play. They weren't letting me play basketball because my transcript didn't transfer over. So like it just made me feel down. Like it just made me feel really down and stuff. So when I was able to play, it was kind of like, dang, I don't know if basketball is for me, but like I said earlier, I didn't give up. I stayed to pray with God, and He brought me through this.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah, I kind of feel you on that, especially when he just brought up me being, I guess, PAC Athlete of the Week or whatever. Yeah, it kind of resonated because I went from being PAC Athlete to going to Pittsburgh and failing.
Right.
Yeah, like I had a very shitty meet last weekend. Yeah, so, it's a lot. Right. It's a lot to sit there and have good moments and then be knocked down, like, pretty much instantly.
Not for sure, but, a wise man once told me that either you're on your way into a storm, you're already in a storm, or you're on your way out. And there's no way around it. You're always going to either be one of those three. But while you're in that storm, how you handle the situation determines on how long you're going to stay in that storm. You know, so if you handle it like, oh, I'm pouting, like, dang, nothing's going my way, you're going to stay in the storm longer than if you just say, you know, forget that. I'm going to keep on working hard and I'm going to grind it out. In one day, it will show. That's how you get out of that storm.
That's big, brother.
Real big.
Especially being like Christian too. You know, like my mentor George Arias. He's the one that I came from a Catholic family. Yeah, church Sunday, but I never really got into the word and stuff. But my coach is like a second father to me,
Right.
And he's the one that kind of started teaching me about FCA.
Right.
And he always told me, he's like, and this is what anything, God will show you the end, and He'll show you the start. He'll show you where you're gonna get. Like with all of us being athletes, all of us knew, especially probably all of us know, like once we got to high school, we're like, oh, we're going to college.
Right, yeah.
But He doesn't show us like the things we have to go through in the middle.
Right.
And that, as athletes, we rely so much on like how our performance is. It's gonna dictate our lives.
Right.
So that's big what you said. And I like how you said that too, because I can relate to that, because you start something, you're just like, oh yeah, heck yeah.
Right.
Then the first storm comes and you're just like,
Who is this really for me?
yeah, what am I really doing?
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So why don't you tell us a little bit how the season's going? I know you guys had a tough game last week, and then you bounced back against Adams State. So why don't you tell us about where you guys are at right now, where you guys see you guys going?
I feel like, it's, a season that we, definitely should be, more, what's the word? More aggravated,
Yeah.
with, because with our talent, that we actually have on the team, we're not, we don't have actual like decent record, we lost to some teams that, I feel like we should either have stuck with or won, but it's all about team chemistry. If you don't have that, then, I don't want to say it's not going to work, because my team last year really didn't have, chemistry, but we won a lot. It's just all about everybody, being bought in and stuff.
Yeah, hands in, it's not hands out. Yep.
Do you guys not have a lot of chemistry, or are you guys just not playing up to your talent right now?
We're not playing how, we should be able to be playing. It's kind of frustrating. And a lot of that is on me, because I'm one of the, vets on the team. So I should be leading by example. But it's just one of those seasons where it's just like, we got to put it behind us.
So I know I said I wasn't going to get into politics, but it's just like we had our last guest made some good points, and I think it's really good just to kind of, like I said, this is to show people that are just watching different things.
Right.
And you go from California, which I'm guessing is like super liberal.
Right. And
you go to South Carolina. Was it
North
Carolina? My bad. Was there like a culture shock? Did people treat you different? Were you just like, because like with me, dude, like I said this in our last podcast, I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. You grow up and you're like, some people will say, damn, I've never seen a white person in my life. It's just total Latinos,
right.
Mexicans. And then I go to Oregon, and for the first time in my life, it feels like a teacher is grading me just based off my color of my skin.
Right.
Because she basically told me, like I said in the last one, you made a perfect project. And it gives us a 70.
Right.
So, like, did you ever have to deal with that stuff going from California to North Carolina? And, like, at the end of the day, like, if you did, how did you deal with it?
I actually didn't. People in North Carolina are actually nicer than in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. And I'm not saying that it's just kind of like you're telling people what's really going on in a way, because from your own experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, like more so like if you're driving on the freeway like they'll let you over. Like they'll let you over. Like if they're driving too slow in the fast lane and you're driving on the fast lane, and you come up behind them, they'll move to the next lane and let you, do your thug. But in Cali, like they cut you off and flip you off, cuss at you, throw sandwiches or whatever at you. They have a crazy road rage. So that just right there just tells you how much nicer other states are than California.
Yeah, man, North Carolina got that Southern hospitality.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about the draft, or are you just playing
I mean, ever since I was a kid, it's been NBA. Like that's my dream. Like, and it still is my dream. Like, who wouldn't want to, make millions of dollars playing the sport that they love to play? But I also know that, it doesn't come easy, and I'm far from where I need to be in order to get to the draft. So I just got to keep working.
Yeah, it's also just trusting that God's going to put you where you need to be.
Exactly.
So let's get into some other stuff other than sports. Like, what are you majoring in, brother?
I'm a business major, business management.
What would be like your dream job that doesn't involve like basketball?
Yeah.
Owning
I want to
an
do.
NBA team?
I want to do real estate, and also like do sober living homes for like ex-convicts that want to change their lives around. That don't have the resources to do that. I want to give them that resource and that outlet in order to, be able to change their life around.
That's awesome, man.
I heard real estate's pretty easy to obtain here in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah, the license at least, yeah.
Okay. I might have to look in that then.
Yeah. As long as you study for that exam, you should be fine.
Oh, for sure. My girlfriend has her real estate license already, and I was studying with her for a little bit, so I know a little bit of it.
Oh, so you already good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready?
You got anything else, brother?
No, I don't think so.
All right, we're gonna ask you some fun questions first.
All right.
Favorite NBA team?
I'm a diehard Laker fan. Whether they're good or bad, I've never switched up.
So that's why you like LeBron better.
No, I'm a legit Kobe fan. Like I'm a Kobe fan.
Kobe or LeBron?
Kobe. I would take
I told
Kobe.
you.
I would take Kobe, but again, on
But you won't take Jordan.
paper, statistically, LeBron is better than both of them, LeBron and Jordan. Besides, obviously, rings. But if you want to go there, then we could say Bill Russell's the GOAT, which I guarantee you none of us here would say that.
All right, craziest punishment, or like, how it is, like running or something, or craziest thing your coach ever made you do.
I'm not gonna lie. It was last year. I'll never forget it. He had us on the track.
God.
And as a basketball player, like the track is really for anybody but track runners.
Even for track runners, it's a scary place, bro. It's a scary place.
Man. So he had us on the track, and he was like, it was like 5 a.m. And I lived an hour away. So I really had to get up at like 3 o'clock, get ready and stuff like that. And he had us on the track.
Is this Pueblo or JUCO?
It's JUCO.
Oh shoot.
First thing, he had us stretching and stuff, and then he had us run on the track. We ran a mile on the track, so I'm like, all right, well, this ain't that bad. Like, I ran it in like 6 minutes or whatever. So I'm like, it's easy. Everybody else running, getting in like 10 minutes. I'm already, my breath is already caught and everything. So I'm like, all right, we cool. So then he say, all right, back on the field, we're doing, I don't know what football players call it, but it's basically a 100-yard dash.
Oh shoot.
And he had us do those 10 times.
I think they call that hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that perfect. But yeah, he had to do that, and I was gone. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh. And then after that, he had us doing like burpees or something.
Oh, bro.
Like,
Is this a punishment or just straight
no,
conditioning?
this is condition. This is his, like, I ain't gonna lie, my JUCO coach was crazy. He was crazy. He's crazy. Like, and then after that, he was like, all right, after burpees, we're back on the track. He had us do Indian runs. Indian runs, 3 laps. and we had to make it under a certain amount of time. If we didn't, we had to do it again. I remember it like it was yesterday. We didn't make it. He made us do it again. I was like, yeah, we for sure not making it this time. Like, he just kept on making us do it. And then so finally we made it. And he was like, all right, well, you're still not done. Like, now you have push-ups. And after you do 5 push-ups, you have to do a 20-yard sprint.
Bruh, this is slowly starting to sound like Breakfast Club for football.
Yeah. Yeah, like, so it's just, it was crazy. And it was for a week straight. Every single day we did the same thing. Every single day.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hell Week, yeah. Pretty much Hell Week. Ew.
Did you ever have a moment? Have you ever seen that meme like, tell me you're playing JUCO without telling me you're playing JUCO?
Yeah, I've seen it.
What was like one of those moments you're like, oh, this shit's only at a JUCO? But I went to
They had one trainer for every sport.
That's awesome.
But hey, she was on her. Well, actually, it was 2, but one really wasn't there for real. So it was only really one trainer, and she was. We had practice at 6 a.m. She was there from 6 a.m. all the way until it got dark, every single day.
Shit.
Trainer was making bread for real.
Shit, man. Trainers don't make hourly money, bro. It's a contract.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
No, so like I went to JUCO, and I think having a field that freaking the ball will bounce like anywhere possible, like people getting hit in the face all the time. It was just like, yep, this is JUCO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, like, there was stuff that was, on the team, which, I really don't want to speak on because that's the past. You feel me? But there was stuff that happened on the team, like, that stayed in the team. But I was like, yeah, there's some JUCO stuff right here. Like,
I mean,
this ain't happening nowhere else.
It's 18, 19, 20-year-olds trying to figure out who they are, so that's expected. So, like, having a coach that kind of puts you through hell like that, did you ever get, like, did you ever have, like, a true lesson out of that? Like, can you look back and be like, all right, that coach actually taught me some life lessons?
Just work hard. And, like, as long as you work harder than everybody else, it doesn't matter. My girl's dad always says, hard work always beat talent when talent doesn't work hard.
I guarantee you don't know who quoted that.
I don't.
Derek Jeter, bro, baseball player.
Yes, yeah, I don't.
I had to throw that out there.
Here we go.
I'm kidding, brother. That's
But yeah.
huge, brother. Got anything else, man?
Nah, I'm just enjoying the show right now, honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, man. No, like, I appreciate you coming on. If you ever wanted, like, you're awesome. Like, it was great having you. If you ever want to bring anyone else on with you next time, let me know.
All right.
Good luck on the season. LeBron is not better than Jordan.
At all.
At all. And you know what's funny? We had this argument with someone else that's on our team too. So. Yeah.
And what he said the same thing?
What did he say? LeBron was better, right?
How is LeBron not better?
6 rings compared
But
to how many rings he lost.
so is Bill Russell? Is Bill Russell better than Michael Jordan?
How many?
Let's just answer the
He
question.
went undefeated in the.
Is Bill Russell better than Michael Jordan? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So rings is
Bill
out.
Russell played
Bill
22
Russell-
seasons.
It don't matter.
MJ played 15.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He still has more.
Okay.
Okay, Robert Horry. Is
Yeah,
Robert Horry better?
Those two are the
Hey.
best winners in NBA history.
Oh, shit.
Best winners in NBA history.
Okay,
The best overall
I
athlete
just got freaking
In NBA
put in place
history
in my own show. I don't
are
know.
Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. Those two are the best overall players ever to be in the NBA.
overall.
Overall.
What part? Like what overall
Offense,
is LeBron
defense,
not better than? What
leadership.
LeBron is LeBron is not better than Jordan at defense.
No.
Leadership.
No, not at all. No.
First of all, well, okay, I don't want to say he's better.
Can
He's
he
not
dunk
better.
from the free throw line?
Huh?
LeBron dunked from the free throw line.
That doesn't dictate that. I mean, Zach
That's one thing that
Levine could windmill from the free throw line. That doesn't mean that he's better than Jordan at all. Actually,
Yeah, you do got a point.
like it's all about the skill set.
Yeah.
If you want to talk skill set, then Kobe got it. Kobe got
So you
it.
think Kobe's the best player?
Kobe's the best skilled player out of them three. Out of them three, he's the best. He's the best skilled.
I mean,
At winning, we probably give it to Jordan, but statistically on paper, all the numbers that LeBron is put up right now is better than both of those
who do you
players.
think's the biggest killer out of the group? You know, like the fucking like I'm gonna.
Kobe.
LeBron technically has more game winners.
Really? CSU fight night. LeBron versus Kobe argument.
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a diehard Laker fan. I'm a diehard Laker fan.
Oh,
Kobe is my favorite player of all time. My favorite player of all time. Just because I could say I seen him play.
Yeah.
I did not watch Jordan play, so I cannot say that he's the best player to me. You probably would have to ask somebody older that's seen all three of them play. You know what I'm saying? I can't vouch for you on that one.
Respect on that. I was gonna ask this in the beginning. Is the Super Bowl rigged?
Honestly, I didn't even I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even watch the game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a football type of person.
For anyone?
Not really. I'm not. I mean, I'm from Cali, so if anything, I was rooting for the Niners. But I mean, they're not really. And plus, my roommates, they're Niners fans. So, I mean, they always watch the game in the living room, and I always watch it with them. So, if anything, I'll go for the Niners. But I don't really watch football like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, like I said, man, I appreciate you being on here. You're a big part of what we're trying to do here. Your story's amazing, man. You sent out a lot of good messages. Yeah, man, good luck on the rest of the season. That's about it. We got my homie KJ. We got Jaden back doing the camera. Grant, Mario is part of the group too, but they didn't like us today, I guess. No, I'm kidding. But hey, thank you guys. We love the support. Big announcement too. We've been posting it everywhere. President Valdez will be on our show March 18th at 9 a.m. And we want to hear what you guys want to ask. This is going to be an open thing. Your chance to give questions to the president to see where he's going with CSU Pueblo, what he has for the future for us, and in the future in sports. So thank you guys. We really appreciate it. Peace out.